How y'all doing? If you like reseller content, toy content, like, subscribe, comment below. Guess what I got? Monopoly. Board games. A lot of board games today, actually. 3 videos worth. So, why am I doing this Monopoly? I've never seen this Monopoly. This is a 1964 Monopoly. So the 68 is one of the more common rare ones. And it's the same shape as the Monopoly that came thereafter. That's been going strong since 68. 64, I don't know anything about. The box is very, very wide compared to, the clue underneath it is a 10 by 16. This is a 15 by 20. So the question on this is going to be, does it have value as a complete game? I hate doing complete games because I hate storing them. But we're going to have to answer that. But first, we're going to do Clue because that I know for a fact does not really have value. It's a complete game. Too many of them out there. But the parts go. Parts actually go pretty well. So this is odd. This is not. Okay. Why is there another game board in here? Oh, okay. It's just a. Okay. Well, so we got a Clue game board. This doesn't go, right? I lift it up, and what do we have? Monopoly hotels and houses. This ought to be fun. Okay. You never know. Hey, a few videos ago, I found a GameCube game in a box, so that was kind of fun. So we have hotels and houses. Surprise. Hey, they have value. I paid $2 for this, so we gotta put that on the board here. Our spend on the two was $5. The Monopoly was $3. This place always does $2 board games, but they must have felt it was worth more. We'll find out. This is a bit strange. I don't know if that even goes to Clue. That looks like an original Sorry piece. And there's... I'm guessing this all came from the same. This is a disaster. Alright, so anyways, the hotels and houses. Here's the good. The good news. That paid for whatever the hell is in this box. Because what is in here is an utterly random assortment of shit. Get rid of that. What do we have? We have cards. Okay. We have a bunch of wooden tokens that don't, as far as I know, go to anything. Unless this is a older game. This looks like a Sorry piece. A wooden Sorry piece. I don't know what these are. We have dice. 1, 2, 3. Now we're into Monopoly pieces. The candlestick. Monopoly. Monopoly. So we don't have a complete anything here. We got a whole bunch of nothing. This is quite odd. So the cards, I don't know what to do with this. I mean, the four weapons are not going to do it. Cards are in decent shape. We're missing the wrench. I think we're missing one of the cards for this. Oh, is that 6? No, never mind. The lead pipe we were missing. Professor Plum. 6, and 9, I think is the breakdown on this. Looks like we have all the cards. The cards might have value because this is an older clue. This is from 72. I'm guessing these actually go to that Monopoly. It all came from the same store, the same rough age. So does a 72 clue have these wooden pieces? We're going to have to look that up. 72 clue. So we got the cards. All right, yeah, so these pieces are not from this game. I don't think. It looks like, because they look kind of like sorry pieces. This looks older, but they're sorry pieces. Okay. So what do these come from? We're going to have to Google Lens it. A lot of questions here, because also the I don't know if the weapons are going to go for anything. And I feel like Google Lens is going to have a really hard time with these shapes, because they're just so generic, I would say. Interesting. These are vintage Monopoly pieces. 1953 Monopoly is where these came from. Oh. Got a picture here. I'll pull it up on here. I've never found a Monopoly that old. So that didn't even occur to me. 1953 a Monopoly. So I knew what the box looked like, but you just don't encounter these in the wild. And yeah, we don't have all the tokens, but we got orange guy, we got yellow guy, we got blue guy, we got tall guy. We're missing the red. And I think this is actually from Clue. Huh. And, you know, when we look at monopolies, the reason I part them out is because they don't have a ton of value individually. I mean, even 1953, and this is selling for sub $20 complete. I mean, they're going to have defects and whatnot, but a game that old, I've sold many board games from the 70s for like 30 and 40 bucks, and they weren't even terribly popular. It's a supply and demand thing. There were too many sold, and the game hasn't changed. It's been the same game this entire time. Although the board, I don't know about. So I realized that I can't really even dig into the other Monopoly until I figure out what the hell I even have. So, looks like I have... Oh, okay, I have the full 10 tokens from the Monopoly that I actually got. I have the 4 pieces from the 54. I have some of the actual game of Clue. Just briefly, like, people that hate on resellers for doing this. If you bought Clue at the thrift store and half of it was Monopoly, you'd be kind of mad, right? I did somebody a favor for $2. I'm going to be okay. If you bought this to play it, you were not going to accomplish your goal. Anyways, so before I dig into the other Monopoly, I never looked at the 64 pricing. It's a big box. I don't want it. The box itself is not in good shape. So we're looking at asking prices around 35 bucks at 199 for sale. We got 21 sold, but that is including parts. And as you can see, the search didn't actually put all this together right anyways. So looks like there's more about 12 of them sold. And we're looking at like 33 bucks. Yes, I bought it for $3, but it's never going to sell. Now, there's nothing special about the parts on this one, I don't think. So we're just right away going to say I am not going to attempt to sell this as a whole game because I don't want to store it. So we got the Clue rules. Interesting. Okay. So far we have this from Clue. And I'm really guessing that the rest of this belongs in the other box. And honestly, this box doesn't even close. So I'm guessing there's going to be a bunch of wacky stuff in here too. Take the giant rubber band of safety off. This definitely was stored in a basement. It smells really old. That's funny. It reminds me of grandmother's penmanship on the inside of the box. Really old cursive. Back when people wrote in cursive all the time. And somebody trying to keep score. Probably, it looks like they put the game away and they wrote down so they can pick it up later without leaving the game around. Alright, so what do we got? It's a mess. We have the board, which is not in good shape. It's taped down the middle. Hard to see on the video, but big piece of tape holding it together. And it's stained, but it's the same Monopoly board that it's been forever and ever. And we have a lot of money. And I've talked before, the one that eats it, the one piece of money that can't hang is the $1 bill. Because people play this while they're snacking and they're white. And they have greasy hands and a lot of them do not look good. I'm gonna pause this because it is falling all over the place and I gotta get it situated. Alright, everything is sorted. Would you look at what I found in the Monopoly box? The Clue guys were in there. They had swapped parts. So what I'm noticing, if you're looking at the money stack, this is an absurd amount of money. This is why the lid wouldn't close. So our context clues here are these guys. So they owned the 1954 Monopoly. And then, you know, this board games were entertainment back in the day. Back when you had, you know, one TV station. If you had a TV, you had a radio station. People played board games all the time. They'd wear them out. So 10 years later, they bought the new one and they took all the old parts and they threw it in the new box. Why not? That's why there's so many hotels and houses. And this is a double stack of money, and the money's actually different. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. But there's the 20s, they changed the color of them. So the older one, I believe, is kind of lighter green, greenish blue. And the same with the 50s. The 50s changed as well. It's like a lighter tone. There we go. I can get it to cooperate. A lighter tone and a darker tone. This is actually two different sets of money combined. I deal with a lot of Monopoly money, and there's definitely not a stack of it anything like this. So this is actually two money listings of old money, which I change. I have different listings for different eras of money. So this is the old one. It has no writing. Then the newer one says Monopoly. And then the newest one, they changed the color of, I think it's the 20s are purple. So I just do different listings depending on what it is. So I'm going to have two listings of money. I'm going to have these clue pieces. This was in here. I don't know what it is. I have some of the pawns from an old Monopoly. I have these dice. This, I believe, comes from Risk. I don't know why it's in there, but I am curious if these are ivory. And I'm going to do a burn test on these. I don't have the stuff to do it here. But you can do a burn test. And ivory smells like hair. Plastic smells like plastic. I don't think they are, but just in case, they look very weird. Hotels and houses, tokens, so, and the property cards, and the chance and community chest. These are all like gross. Some of them are stuck together. So I'm just going to toss all of these because I have a ton of them. And they're not different from this year. So what do we got profit? Let's see. We got 4, 9, 11. We got 11 on Monopoly. I know that offhand. So we're going to go back to Clue now that we actually know what we got. 1972 Clue. I'm going to look for these parts. So now we have the 6 token. No, these aren't from this year either. What on earth are these from? Or these are wrong. Now, sometimes they do produce... Yeah, this is it. This guy has these. You got the white, the yellow, the blue. Yeah, this is correct. So sometimes they will change how they make something in the same year. So this could also be correct, or these could be knockoffs. Plastic was not uncommon in this era. The Sorry 1972 set is plastic. So they actually could both be from the set. But anyways, we're looking at pricing. And there's a red dice. This might go to Clue. Interesting. Okay. So looking at about 8, I'm guessing. It's called Movers. Token. Go with token. So they're selling the same stuff I am, basically. That's interesting. That's a different gun. Now sometimes people are confused on what they have. But on the card, the gun is, I believe this was called a pepper box or something back in the day. Because you had to load all the barrels versus loading a rotating cylinder on a revolver. I think you manually turned it. But this is actually like a Beretta 92F. This is not from 1972. But these tokens don't match. So I really don't even know what I have. This die is the same colored dots, and these look pretty much the same. All right, so anyways, 104 tokens. Let's try to wrap this video up before it gets too long. 13. And like, nobody's agreeing on what this stuff is. Now, this guy sold everything for 15 bucks. I think what I'll do is I'll put together the 4 weapons, the movers, the die, and all the cards just to have one listing, and I'll do 12 on it. Now we got these 1954 Monopolies. Or 3 Monopolies. Are they called movers or tokens? I also have this yellow guy. And I don't know if that goes to this game. The dice are a little weird looking. Oh, the money's different. I don't really know what's going on. And the hotels and houses are different from this. Let's look at this one real quick. Okay, no, the money's the same on this one. Somebody else had a different picture. The dice, that looks like these. You got some of the pieces. So they had the wooden hotels and houses. This is all from just that one box. Or they had several Monopolies that they combined, or this fell on the floor in the back of the thrift store and they just scooped everything into the boxes. And I'm kind of going to go with that theory, because neither box was actually closed. I do appreciate that they don't tape boxes shut at this place, but I bet that causes problems. This one's a 36. And they had the plastic. And they had these movers. And same money. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what to do with them. Call them tokens. We'll see. See what we get here. This is the vintage one. Doesn't say what year. This is what we got. This is 35. I mean, there's no way to date them, unfortunately. So, just to avoid a problem, I will list them as vintage Monopoly wooden movers. So, why don't we punch in vintage Monopoly wooden? We'll see what starts popping up. Really, we only care about what's selling to get an idea what these would go for. So we got the old dice. We only got 4. That was 17 bucks, but they have the old dice. I only got 2 of them. Could put them together and do 10. That's 1 die. More of the movers. These aren't selling like crazy, but I think that's not a bad idea. I'm going to do 10 bucks for that. I don't know what this does. That's that. We already priced the rest. So $5 ended up being 22. I'll be getting back. Not great, not bad, but it's good inventory. I was out of money the other day, so this is going to help out. It's been selling. I think, talked about this in another video, I think eBay pigeonholes you as a seller sometimes, depending on what you're listing and what you're selling. And all of a sudden, you'll just start selling a lot of the same stuff over and over again. So I've become a Monopoly parts seller account. And then, of course, I have to buy more Monopolies, and then it just continues from there. So it's whatever. Easy to pack up and all that. But anyways, if you like reseller content, toy content, board game content, like, subscribe, comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.